Hi, welcome to another episode of Talking Timepieces, where we talk about watch collecting and horology. Today we're going to do the state of the collection of my pocket watch collection. I have several, and I've always said pocket watches are a really interesting way to explore some of the more interesting aspects of horology without breaking your budget. Like, for example, this 10-second Elgin high beat, 40 beats a second stopwatch. So let's turn the camera around and take a look at these interesting pieces. So let's look at the watch collection. This actually isn't a watch, it is a stopwatch, but it is horologically and historically important, so it's worth including. This is an Elgin Jitterbug, which is the nickname for it, stopwatch. It is a 10-second stopwatch. You see that beautiful sweep? It beats 40 times a second. It was designed originally for pilots and navigators and bombardiers on aircraft to do those important timing tasks that you need when you're either navigating an aircraft or determining speed or bomb drop and all those other things. And a 10-second stopwatch gave you the short recording period and the accuracy needed to make accurate measurements of time. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Elgin 1940s Jitterbug stopwatch used by the American military. So let's take a look at the next one here. This one was a gift from a friend. It actually belonged to their father, and they know I'm a watch person, so they said, "Oh, here you go, Alex. You can have it. I know you'll take care of it and put it on display and all this stuff." And I do. I keep this one because it's so colorful. I keep this one in a glass, in my big glass case with my cameras and such. I have this as a little accent piece in there. The company's called Sperwa, and this watch is from the 60s, and it's just pretty. It's a German farmer's watch style, and it just has an interesting presentation. It's, a good piece. You don't have to wind it much before the second hand starts going. It's a well-made piece. It's a little on the cutesy side with the logos and the like, but it marks the heritage of the piece from the 60s Germany. Just like I said, farmer style. Fun piece. This one is not really a serious, well, I guess you could call it a serious watch, because it's more of, this is modern, contemporary. This was another gift someone gave me, and it's a contemporary pocket watch. It is mechanical, and it does have a second time zone, and it does have a nice presentation. It has a day-night indicator. You can see the movement. It's a good-looking piece. I wouldn't call it horologically significant or historically significant, but for a few $100, it's a nice mechanical piece that gives you an idea of how watches work and is a pretty presentation. In general, just a nice little piece. This one is not rare, but it's old. This is a Hebdomas 8-day pocket watch from the 1890s. They made a few of these. These are very nice pieces. They have an 8-day movement inside with a Breguet constant escapement solution. I can't see into the movement. You have to take the entire back of the case off because the entire barrel fills the rear of this watch. Let me see if I can reach up in there and let you see that. Yeah, there we go. That's the inside, and as you see, it says Breguet on it. Oops, it's upside down. Let you be able to see it better that way. But you see, there's the award. You can see the medals for the movement that's inside of this watch. And as you see the way it's constructed, I don't want to mess with it. So we'll just leave the actual mechanism hidden underneath this as a I won't say it's a mystery because someone probably has images of the movement inside, but I am not that interested to take the risk of damaging the piece to get a look at the movement, because you can see the balance wheel right there. Just a nice historical piece. And I like the very colorful dial with the second 13 to 24 trace on the inside. So it was a practical but pretty pocket watch. This is my erotic pocket watch. I had to cover it up a bit to hide the nasty bits, but I wanted to show you what the piece looks like. It's quite nice, and there's a little running indicator down here that's mildly obscene. The gentleman's member waggles back and forth it's attached to the pallet fork, so it goes tick-tock. But it is a nice piece. It's from the 1920s. It has a Tissot movement inside, and in general, it's just a fun watch, good conversation starter at a bar. Erotic pocket watch from the 20s. Now, this one is the pride and joy of my collection. It is a Stoltz Brothers patent model quarter repeater. Let's see if we can hear it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so rang 8 times for the hour. It would have rung a double tap for each quarter hour. This is not a minute repeater. Minute repeaters were for rich people. This was obviously a working man's watch. As you can see, brass case. This has got really, really good usage patina. It's in beautiful condition. And I found it in Hanover at a antique shop for only 550 euros. They probably didn't think it could be repaired, or they didn't realize it was a repeater. But for another 350 euros, I had it restored to the point where it is as beautiful as you see it now and completely functional. So I managed to get this quarter repeater pocket watch for under 1,000. This is what you would call a real find, because just the fact that it is a quarter repeater pocket watch that is functioning, it's worth at least 2,000 to 3,000. But I am not going to sell it. It is just too beautiful. I really do like this piece. Now this one has an external case. Helps make it more rugged, because this was actually a military watch. This is a Kenzel from the 40s. This is a military pocket watch, and it's made very rugged. There are no jewels in it. Now, before people say, oh, no jewels means it's cheap. No. Some watches were made with no jewels to make them very rugged. They would make very solid metal pins and wedges and the like for the watch parts. For example, the old first generation Take a Lickin' and kept on ticking Timexes were the same way. No jewels. They were just very ruggedly and strongly constructed, and that's the case with this Kenzel. But also an interesting little piece of pocket watch and horological and world history, right? Because, I mean, a lot of watches were used in the war because you can't fight a war without knowing what time it is. So, and last but not least, this isn't really a pocket watch, but it was made by a watch company. This is a pedometer from 1880s, probably mid-1880s. And as you see, it is a complete, it gives you steps in all of the decades, as it were, and it has a little spring weight in it. And there you go, you see it registers your steps. Sometimes I wear it as a lark. If my friends are talking to me about their smartwatches tracking their steps, I say, well, I can track my steps mechanically, and I whip this out. But mostly I have it as a novelty for the collection. It really is just an interesting looking piece. So that was the watch collection, from interesting little pieces to very interesting larger pieces. I hope you liked the show, and if you did, please remember to subscribe, at least leave a like, and tell your friends. Have a great day.